The Last Library. The little bell above the door jingled as Lily stumbled into the old library, shaking rainwater from her jacket. Outside, the storm howled like a hungry beast, rattling the windows in their frames. The air inside smelled of vanilla and old paper, so thick she could almost taste the stories on her tongue. Just until the rain stops, she muttered, pulling her dead phone from her pocket with a frown. The cracked screen stayed stubbornly black no matter how many times she pressed the power button. Lily sighed and looked around. The library was smaller than her classroom, but somehow felt endless. Shelves curved in impossible directions, disappearing into shadowy corners. Dust motes danced in the beams of light from the green glass lamps. At the far end, an ancient librarian with wild white hair sorted books behind a desk, piled high with teetering stacks. First time in a library, eh? The old man said without looking up. His fingers traced each spine levelly before sliding it into place. Lily shrugged. We have e-books at school. Mr. Reed's hands stilled. When he lifted his head, his eyes gleamed behind round spectacles. Ah, but do your e-books do this? He plucked a worn read volume from the shelf and blew gently across its pages. The book trembled in his hands. Lily gasped as tiny paper birds fluttered from between the pages, circling overhead before dissolving into scraps of poetry that rained down around them. That's impossible! Lily reached for the book, but Mr. Reed tucked it safely away. Nothing is impossible between these covers, he said, gesturing to the shelves. Every book here is a living world waiting to be explored. He pointed to a thick volume bound in sea blue leather. That one contains actual ocean waves between its pages. And that one? A sudden clap of thunder shook the building. The lights flickered, and in that moment of darkness, Lily could have sworn she saw the box glowing faintly. When the lamp sputtered back to life, Mr. Reed was holding out a small book with a cover that shifted colors, like oil on water. The Ocean of Stories. Lily hesitated before taking it. The moment her fingers touched the cover, the library dissolved into a whirlwind of flying pages. She cried out as the floor vanished beneath her feet, and landed knee-deep in a river of shimmering words. The liquid letter swirled around her legs, forming sentences that broke apart when she moved. All around, trees heavy with book fruits rustled in a breeze that carried whispers of half-remembered tales. Remarkable! You are the first visitor this decade. Lily spun to see Mr. Reed standing atop a pile of dictionaries, his tweed jacket now swirling with moving illustrations. Around them, the landscape pulsed with storybook magic. A castle made of stacked encyclopedias loomed in the distance, its towers built from poetry collections. A pack of newspaper wolves prowled the edges of a forest where the trees bore fruits shaped like letters. Overhead, winged dictionaries circled like watchful birds. This is Biblios, Mr. Reed said, helping her from the word river, the living heart of all stories ever told. He plucked a glowing A from a nearby branch and popped it in his mouth. Try one. The J's taste of adventure and the L's of lost love. As Lily reached for a golden M, the newspaper wolves suddenly stiffened, their inky bodies rearranged into urgent headlines. Library to close, last reader fails, stories die today. Mr. Reed's face fell. Oh there, the stories know. Know what? Lily asks as the wolves began circling. That's my library, the last real library, is being sold tomorrow. Without readers, these stories, he gestured to the trembling landscape, they will fade away forever. A deep growl rumbled as the lead wolf bared headlines like teeth. No more chances. Run! Mr. Reed shoved her toward the castle. You must reach the Tower of Tales. Lily sprinted as the wolves gave chase, their bodies rustling like furious newspapers. She leapt over a stream of spilled ink and ducked beneath a bridge made from woven bookmarks. The castle gates swung open as she approached, then slammed shut behind her with a thunderous boom that shook dust from the ancient stones. Panting, Lily found herself in a circular chamber where books floated in midair, their pages fluttering like trapped butterflies. At the room's center stood a pedestal holding a single volume, Lily's story. Her hands shook as she opened it. The pages showed her past, a younger version of herself waving away, her father's offer to read together, choosing instead to watch videos on her tablet. The next pages showed her present, ignoring classmates to scroll through social media, barely glancing at a signed box. Then came her future. Lily's breath caught. An adult version of herself sat in a featureless room, eyes glazed as endless screens reflected in her glasses. The walls were bare, no books, no stories, just the cold glow of devices. Tears splashed onto the page, blurring the lonely image. "This isn't what I want," she whispered. The book trembled in her hands. A pen appeared on the pedestal. Lily grabbed it and began writing furiously, crossing out the bleak future and scribbling a new one. A Lily who read aloud to children at this very library, who saw dragons in the clouds and adventures in empty notebooks. As she wrote, golden light spilled from the pages. The tower shook. The wolves outside howled as their angry headlines changed. Library saved, reader returns, stories live on. With a final flash, Lily found herself back at the library desk. The ocean of stories opened before her. Rain still pattered against the windows, but the storm had calmed. Mr. Reed smiled knowingly as Lily carefully closed the book. "So, will you be back tomorrow?" Lily slid her dead phone into her pocket without looking at it. "Can I help you shelve some books first?" The old librarian's eyes twinkled as he handed her a stack. The moment her fingers touched the spines, she felt them hum with secret life. Somewhere deep in the shelves, a chorus of whisper rose as if welcoming her home. Outside, the rain stopped. Sunlight broke through the clouds just as the library door creaked open. Their first visitor in months, a little boy peering in with wide, curious eyes. Lily smiled and held out a book. "Want to hear a story?"